We're here to talk about some amazing thing. Canada, we're a region, our second year. We're moving forward with the Canadian Conference in Ottawa. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's going to be an awesome event. Canadian Conference, we're going to have at least 150 Canadians and hopefully another 100 EO members from around the globe.
People all want to come to Canada, want to come to Ottawa for this Canadian Conference. So listen, guys, step up, come join us. We're going to be there, we're going to be hosting you, and we're going to have a great time. Party on! Woo!
That was the perfect video to introduce our special Made in Canada episode.
Something else. And the Canadian Conference is being held August 12th to the 15th in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And today we head to the Great White North as we feature all Canadian members.
And we start with Winnipeg member John Hepinstall, whose recently released book is very timely. Tanya Brown from EO Calgary has a great member experience.
We call him the Hep. John
Do
Hep.
we?
Yeah. We also
Very
profile
Canadian.
Darren Earn's business, which is right in the heart of the country, literally. And then it's out to the West Coast with Ryan Walter. Yeah, the assistant coach of the Vancouver Canucks. He shares a great tip about leadership this week.
I like your hat.
Well, saves my locks from the hair, I should say.
You're casting some shade on me, actually. Let's get to this. EO
Winnipeg member John Hepinstall was inspired at an EO conference to write a book called The New Sales Oxygen. John joined me earlier this week to tell us about the book and to share a few tips on turning a website into the extension of your sales process and pitch. Take a look. Well, it's not every day you get to sit down with someone who has more than 30 years of sales and marketing experience, but today I guess is my lucky day. I'm joined by the Hep himself, John Hepinstall. He's the president of Hep Communications. Thank you for being here, John.
Oh, thank you.
And actually, he is now the author of this book, The New Sales Oxygen. What is it about? It's about linking the web to your sales success. The insight you provide in your book, the tips, the strategies, how does that physically help a business owner, and how does it raise and elevate their revenue?
The key thing is to understand that with an integrated new media approach, you can actually shorten your sales cycle. You can warm up your leads to the point where they're almost ready to buy, so that you don't have to have a salesperson bang on a door, make a cold call, go through the 3 or 4 presentations before they're warm. Now you can get them warm and get them ready to buy with an integrated new media strategy.
As a reader, what makes this the book that they haven't read before?
I've tried to create a read here that is easy, it flows, and it's like me talking to you. And it's allowing you to really have a meat and potatoes feel for what new media can do and how it can increase your sales.
All right, there you have it. Just a few of the tips you can expect from his new book, The New Sales Oxygen. Get the book, do yourself a favor if you want to elevate your revenue, and you can actually go online, purchase it yourself, hepcom.ca, short for, of course, Hep Communications.
Right.
John, I want to thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's been great. Yeah.
Tanya Brown is an EO Calgary member and co-founder of Audia Systems, Inc. Today, she shares how encouragement from her chapter influenced her to follow her passion.
It allowed me to really look back at, am I passionate about my current business, which is an audio video installation business. It was cool business, but it wasn't my passion to run on a day-to-day basis. So it gave me it spurred my thoughts to, okay, so what really is my passion? And with that, I'm now going to be starting a consulting and coaching company of my own. I just last week met and gave a proposed compensation package to who I believe is going to be my replacement, and I'm following up with that on Tuesday of this coming week.
EO Winnipeg member Darren Earn launched Grants International, Inc., a company that specializes in grant research and streamlining the grant application process. Darren joined Randall to share a few tips that he's learned along his journey as a successful Canadian business owner.
Well, we all know the experience of saving tons of money is a good feeling, but it's even sweeter for this guy right here, Darren Earn, because he helps tons of people save that money. Thanks for being with us today, Darren. Darren's the president of Grants International. So a little bit of a backgrounder of Grants International. Simply put, you help people save money through government grants, not government refunds. So how soon, was it just immediate that you saw the profit coming in?
Well, I mean, my business, I wait until the government pays out checks. Government's not the fastest in the world, but I'd figured out that now we know how to get customers and we knew how to focus them on one or two, at that time probably 10 specific programs. And over the years, I became less and less, more and more focused, less and less products, until in and around 1995, I discovered this employment insurance, and it was a nationwide issue. And I learned that I could go across the country and help businesses with this one product a lot more efficiently than I could help all the people in my local area with the 10 things that I knew. And actually, I turned from there, I became a marketing guy more so than I was, doing the paperwork. And I hired the people to take care of the paperwork, and I hired the other people to, communicate. And I went out and I started advertising. And that in itself was a whole learning process. And I can tell you about the advertising side of things. You have to test and retest, and you find something that works, and you've got to make sure that it's expandable, because I would start off on, say, a local radio station that was a particular format that had a particular demographic. As long as there's multiple stations across the country with that same format and those same demographics, you can take what you're doing and expand across the country with very limited extra work. All it is money at that point. So learning how to pick where you're going to focus and where you're going to focus your time, and working smart rather than working hard, you very quickly can expand and grow, and that's what we did over the years.
Okay, to meet more people like Darren Earn, more geniuses even, make sure you check out the Canadian Conference in Ottawa. Darren, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
In this tip of the week, Ryan Walter, assistant coach for the Vancouver Canucks, talks about the 4 competencies that people look for in a leader. Do you have what it takes for people to follow you?
Tip of the week is going to be about leadership. So let's talk a little bit about leadership. I know that I'm preaching to the converted here. You are the leaders, but each of you have a team, and I think that's the key focus of what we want to talk about. The Vancouver Canucks, or NHL team, certainly have, I'm not going to say a difficult time, but a very high challenge to motivate and inspire their players every game. I want to leave you with a thought. In a book called The Leadership Challenge, 2 guys, Posner and Kuzes, say this, that the top 4 things that people are looking for is, the 4th is competency. Isn't that interesting? They want their leaders to be competent. That sounds pretty normal, so we'll move on. The 3rd is inspiring. Somehow they want their leaders to inspire their movement or their forward direction. The 2nd, it's called forward-looking. They want leaders to have a glimpse of the future. The number 1 competency of a leader is honesty. Honesty. You look at number 2, which surprises me, forward-looking. Number 3 is inspiration, or being inspirational. And number 4 is competency. So think about those 4 this week as you're leading your people. And I'm Ryan Walter, and that was your tip of the week.
All right, our thanks to John Hepinstall and Darren Earn for joining us in our studio today, and to Tanya and Ryan for sharing their experiences, huh? How about that?
And remember, you can register for the Canadian Conference taking place in Ottawa August 12th to 15th by going to events.eonetwork.org. Make sure you keep tuning in. Next week, we'll have an interesting story on debriefing.
And very soon we'll announce the winner of the EO Smartest Saver contest. Remember, if you have a story that you'd like to see featured on EOtv, email us at eotv@eonetwork.org. And I think talking about all this saving has inspired a thought. How about that, huh?
All right, let's make it a good one.
Well, he who does not economize will have to agonize.
That was good, and the hat is not distracting at all.
No?
No, it looks good on you.
I'm gonna walk out the studio like this.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.